Hey everyone, Dave Gare here at This Vet Cooks. In this episode, we're going to use a mallet to make cheesecake. Alright, welcome back everyone. It's time for another exciting episode of This Vet Cooks. This is episode 11. 2 ones, but it's 11. So 2 sticks. Anyway, so in this episode, what are we making? That's right, we're making cherry cheesecake bars. That's right, cherry cheesecake bars. What do we need? Let's get our ingredients together. Some sugar, some Cool Whip topping, rich, some cream cheese, some salted butter. It's got to be salted butter, softened. Make sure the cream cheese is also softened, and some powdered sugar, and of course, some cherry pie filling. There we go, some cherry pie filling. You need that. Now you can add more. You can really make it thick or just keep it at basic. It's up to you. And of course, the crust is a graham cracker crust, except no substitutes. So we're going to put this all together. It's going to be quick. I know it's different than what we've done so far, but it is time to go ahead and change things up. Like I said, some desserts. I mean, hey, you didn't get to be this way if you didn't do some desserts every once in a while. And yes, we are going to use the mallet, and yeah, it's for the graham crackers. We're gonna mash them up and everything. So other than that, you know what? Let's get this show started. All right, so we beat the crap out of these graham crackers. So we got half a cup of sugar, 2.5 cups of graham crackers. That's what we need. Half a cup of sugar, half a stick of butter, or half a cup of butter. Melt it. Make sure it gets melted nice and even. Watch out for it. If you do it in a microwave, depending on your microwave, it might take a minute. It might take less. But listen for the little bubbles when they pop, because otherwise it's splattering all over the place. It'll go all over the place, make a big mess. And well, you don't want to do that. So let's get to work here. Got to pull up the sleeves a little bit. They're a little loose. All right, there we go. All right, so graham crackers. I'm going to go ahead and throw that down first. Okay, sorry about that technical difficulty. We got that under control. So 2.5 cups of beat up graham cracker crumbs. You're going to dump all that in there. That's a lot. It looks like a lot, but it is 2.5 cups. So we've got that. And then it also says combine. Let's get you in here in camera 1. Add in the sugar, and the sugar is half a cup of sugar. Half a cup of sugar. So we got that. And then with the melted butter, well, we hope for the best. And here we go. And as you're doing it, you want to stir until well mixed. There it is, and we want to stir until well mixed. And that's what we're doing. Alrighty, so we've got the graham crackers, the sugar, the melted butter. We had to add a little bit more. Again, it just depends on the type of graham crackers you have, where your altitude is, your humidity is. You know, you don't think about that much, but it does affect what you cook and how you cook. So now, we're going to pour that into a 9 by 13, give or take, or 13 by 9 by 2 1/4. That's what this is. And we're going to put it in there, and we're going to level it out and make it nice and thin, but make sure it's greased, and it did say well greased. All right, so we're going to hold that for just a second. We're going to dump this stuff in here. There we go. That looks like a lot, but it probably is. All right, so we're going to spread it out. And now, what the directions say is use Using the backside of a spatula, press the mixture down until it's packed into a thin crust. So you really, truly want to pack it down. Even if you have to exert a little force, pack it down. Because what will happen is we're going to bake this in the oven for 15 minutes at 350 degrees. And so ideally with that butter and the sugar mixture and the graham crackers, it should all bind. I don't know if you've seen it here on camera too. You see how it all kind of pushed away there. Yeah, now it's really packed down in there. And that's the bad thing behind a wooden spatula. You know, once you start getting to that point, it's like, well, you're kind of stuck. And so, there we go. Yeah, that's nice and tight. Settle down. All right. Sorry about that. Hey, listen, while I'm doing this, I want to take an opportunity to thank everybody that's following me on Twitter at thisvetcooks, on Facebook at facebook.com/thisvetcooks. Also, those of you following me on Instagram, instagram.com/thisvetcooks. Thank you. Want to hear from you? Let me know. Give me a shout out. Just I'll give you a shout out too. Definitely. It's reciprocal. And let's see what else. Visiting the website, www.thisvetcooks.com. We're adding the content now. We're really rolling it in there. We're doing the recipes are getting added into the pages there. And I think I'm doing the edges here just to make sure I get all that loose stuff off the ends. But again, I thank you for watching. I thank you for visiting the show. I thank you for your comments. And again, thank you. And I think we've got it about as packed down as we can get it. Short of coming in here with the mallet. Yeah. No, we're not. I got the eye from Mrs. This Vet Cooks, so I guess no mallet to pound this stuff down. But again, what works. If if we had a little roller, a little 13-inch roller there, you can just really work it down in there. But in this case, we don't. There we go. Camera 2 shows you what's going on. And hey, listen, don't forget to like and subscribe to the show and follow and all that good stuff. Leave your comments, questions, concerns, and let's continue. Let's get this to the next step. All right, everybody. So now the crust is in the oven, so we're waiting, and want to take a moment. Again, talk to everybody out there, all the veterans brothers, veteran sisters out there that are out there hurting. Listen, hey, you don't have to. 1-800-273-8255, 1-800-273-8255. When they answer, press 1, talk to them. They know what to do. They'll help you. They're there for you. But, also reach out to a buddy. Reach out to a friend. Just check in on them. And those of you that are, everything's good, and knock on wood, stays that way, check in on a buddy every once in a while. Just say, hey, how's it going? Hey, is there anything I can do for you? How's life? Hey, I want to meet for a cup of coffee? Whatever works, but get out there, check on a buddy, reach out to them. And those of you that are hurting, those that are in dire straits, those of you in a situation that you just not too sure what to do, make the call. Make the call. If you don't want to burden your pals, you don't want to burden your battle buddies, that's fine. I understand that. Pride's got a lot to do with it. But you know what? You know what else hurts? What else has got a lot to do with it? You being around. And you being missing, that's what hurts. You being gone, that's what's going to really, truly hurt. So make that call. Be around. And then check in on your buddies after that. But make the call. 1-800-273-8255, the Veteran Crisis Line. Press 1 after they answer. All right, so yeah, got the monster here, the big contraption, the big old KitchenAid, ready to rock and roll. And why? Because now we have to do 3 cups of powdered sugar, the cream cheese softened, make sure it's softened, and the 8 ounces, and this is 8 ounces of the Cool Whip topping or whip topping. And again, so we're going to put that in there. We're going to use the beater here. We're going to beat that. We're going to mix it all, blend it all until it's smooth. So let's get to work. Camera 2, we're on. All right, so here are the 3 cups of powdered sugar. And here goes the cream cheese, the creme queso. And come on. There we go. Should fall with little resistance. Get that out of the way. And the whipped topping, well, guess what? We're going to use all of it. All 8 ounces, because that's what the recipe calls for. So again, powdered sugar, softened, very softened, extremely softened, sour, or cream cheese, not sour cream. No sour cream. Cream cheese. And that's the cook, huh? That's what you get to do. Now the secret's out. Now you know why I'm the cook. Why I like to cook. Yeah, you get to taste the ingredients as they go in. Okay, so there we go. We got this all locked in, and I'm going to go ahead and put this in. And it's locked. Make sure it's locked. And over here, back on. We're locked in. And we'll elevate here. There we go. All right, we're going to start off. So it's going to get a little loud, but that way you can see what's going on. Oh, that's looking great. Okay, so you see it starts going up the walls of the bowl. You'll need to go ahead and use a spatula and go ahead and bring the contents down off the side and even in here. But make sure you stop. You've come to a complete halt. Okay, otherwise you can have problems. And that's going to not be a good thing. So there we go, and let's resume. Alright, so now you start, it's time to stop. You start to see it stiffen up. It looks like frosting at some point, but it's not. It's a little looser, it's a little more runny, it's not hard. You're not going to see any stiff peaks, nothing like a meringue. We're not doing a meringue, we're not making a meringue here. And also be careful when you take this off. First of all, make sure it's off. And then we remove it. Unfortunately, we're going to end up dipping this into the bowl, but what you can do is go ahead, and over here on camera too, what you can do is, look at that, see what I'm saying? It's not a stiff peak, but it's delicious. And you can taste the powdered sugar and the cream cheese, and the whipped cream, not as much, but it's sweet and a little delicious. So I need to stop this. There's a cheesecake to finish making. So that's what we've done. That's what it looks like. Camera 2. We're zooming in here, and we're adjusting into camera 2, and that's what that looks like. So let's get to finishing this thing up. Okay, so the hard part's done. Was watching that thing beat the powdered sugar, the cream cheese, and the Cool Whip or whipped topping, and it's delicious. It's fantastic. So you can only imagine what it's going to taste like once it goes in here. All right, so the next thing we're going to do is pour all of this into our cooled graham cracker bottom. Now, folks, the pan might still feel a little hot, but during this entire time that we were doing the mixing, it allowed it to cool down. We did put the pan on a wire rack, so it got air underneath, circulating underneath. So it's still a little warm down there. It's warm to the touch, but it has cooled significantly. So we should have no problem in spreading the Cool Whip mixture across the top of this. So cheesecake, my experiences with cheesecake. Hey, who doesn't like cheesecake? And if you don't like cheesecake, well, there's the X up there someplace. Go ahead and click on it. And no, seriously. Cheesecake, all kind, just the regular basic cheesecake. And obviously the different variations of cheesecake. You've seen that swirl cheesecake, and the one with the chocolate chips on top, or the one with the almonds, or you can get that sampler. You can get that sampler just about anywhere. those of you that are members of those clubs, like the Costco or the Sam's, that kind of thing, you go in there and they've got that sampler where it's like a bunch of, 8 different types, or four different types, 2 slices that makes a round. It serves 4. Ideally, that's what it's for. And my, this is thick. It's really taking. It almost gives me a feel of that marshmallow fluff. Yeah, because the way it moves and the way it's spreading, it really feels like marshmallow fluff. So we try to get it even, get it out to the edges. And again, don't worry if it picks up a little bit of the graham cracker dust. That's okay. It should. And again, take it to the edges. Don't worry, don't panic. But don't let it pile up. Make it flat and even. Otherwise, there's going to be a side. Unless you keep track of the side, one side will be all cheesecake and the other side will be all cherry. So unless you keep track of that, then I wouldn't worry about it too much. But if you're one of those that, you got to have your cheesecake, then just know which side you're loading up on. And in this case, we're getting a little issue here in the corner. There we go. All right. Take it out to the edge. And that's the thing, it's really sticky now. Now it says it's cooling down. It's getting very, very sticky. All right, let's move on to the next phase. Alrighty, so we spread the cream cheese topping. Now we're gonna pop this can, and oh, there it is, the cherry fruit filling or topping, and we're gonna spread this over the top. So be careful, get yourself one of these big tablespoon tables that you use at the table. Okay, so again, because there is a difference, we're not measuring anything, we're just gonna use this to spread it out. And help it along. Oh my. So don't forget, you got down here, you got all that filling throughout the bottom. Make sure you get all that. Get everything you can. And unfortunately, it's going to be tight. It's going to be a little weak on the cherry filling here across the top. Because again, it just said, oh, it did say 2 21-ounce cans. We didn't read that right. This is 1 21-ounce can, so we're fine. And we will augment this with another. We'll open up another can here in just a second, get this in there. But for the sake of argument, sake of time, we will be, good thing we shopped ahead. We will be taking care of this here momentarily. Alrighty, so now the next thing to do is finish spreading this. We'll open up the next can here in just a second. Next can of whoop ass, that's really what we're going to open up. And we will be setting this in the refrigerator for 1 hour minimum. Let it all gel, let it all solidify, and we'll go from there. Alrighty. Alright, let's go ahead and stop this. Alright, so it's been in the fridge for about an hour. It looks fantastic. Over here, camera 2. Yeah, let's bring it a little closer for camera 2. This is it. That's what it looks like. And folks, it is delicious. Well, I've been taste testing it as I was doing it, but you saw that. So let's dive right in. Cherry cheesecake. Oh my goodness. It's awesome. The graham cracker crust, a little thick, but that's all right. The cream cheese, fantastic. Whipped cream, the powdered sugar, awesome. And then the cherry topping, well, again, it's cherry topping. How could you go wrong? Now, I did mention earlier that it's cherry, the fruit pie topping or whatever, the fruit filling. Because that, you can go ahead and use the apples, put that on top, apple cheesecake bar. You could do blueberries, raspberries, whatever is in that can. It's already prepped. It's already got all that sweetness ready to go. Do strawberries, whatever you want, whatever's good, whatever you like. There's no set rule, but this is the one I'm doing today. This is the one we're enjoying. All right. Hey, everyone. Before we go, like I said, thank you again for following me on Twitter, following me on Facebook, following on Instagram, watching the show on YouTube, and greatly appreciate it. Also, speaking of appreciated, hey, check out my brother's show. It's my brother, his wife. It's called Talking Shenanigans. It's a weekly show, or it could be twice a week. I don't know. Talk to them. Don't talk to me. It's their show, not mine. I'm just pushing it. Check it out. Great stuff. They've got 90 Day Fiancé, the 90 Days After, Before the 90 Days, Life After Lockup, Love After Lockup, Love After Life After Lockup, the sister and the daughter, or the sister and the sister. I don't know what they're called. Anyway, it doesn't matter. What else? Some documentaries, and I guess now Bachelor, Bachelorette, if they're watching that. I don't know what they're watching. But anyway, if you're into all that stuff, check out the show. It's fun. It's exciting. It's cool. They're just lounging. They're talking, but they're pulling no punches. And that's exactly what we expect in a show like that. So again, Talking Shenanigans. The link's on the show notes here. It's on YouTube. Watch it at your own peril. And, well, just tell them I sent you. Alrighty. So that's it. It's delicious. You saw that. It's fantastic. Anyway, let's see what the last step on the ingredients is. Well, it's an order. It's actually an order. It's giving you an order, folks. The order is devour. That's it. It's what it says. I'm not kidding. That's what it says on the recipe. Devour. Enjoy it. It's fantastic. It's flavorful. Whatever you want. Enjoy yourselves. I'm Dave Guerra. This Vet Cooks.